Got a 2000 Toyota Avalon here that the customer states had a water leak in the vehicle, has been repaired, but now the right turn signal does not work. So what happens is when he, with the taillights are on and he steps on the brakes, everything goes out on that left, on the left tail light. No brake lights, no tail lights, nothing. So with a water leak, it's probably going to be a bad ground, but I'm going to bring you guys along and show you how I find it. So the taillights are behind this pocket right here. So pull this in here. Let's see here. Let's get this upper outer cover off here. Not sure what that is. That looks aftermarket. Not sure what's going on with all this crap in here. But it's in the way of our bulb, so it's got to move. Oh, I think it was designed to redirect his water leak away from the lights. Well, why don't we just fix the water leak? So these are our bulbs. This is our bulb, and our bulb works. It's just we're losing our ground. So what we need to do is find out where our ground goes. Let me get the wiring schematic. So our wiring schematic shows white black. Down here is our ground. And for the stoplight, we got a green red for power. Tail light is light green. So let's see what we got here. We have a white black here. All these are white black. They all share the same ground. Boy, that gooey shit's all over everything. I certainly hope he fixed his water leak. He had it at another shop that specializes in water leaks, and hopefully the guy fixed his water leak, but doesn't do electrical, so he brought the electrical portion to us. But let's see what we have for a ground. So if this is our ground, let me get a test light. I'm gonna load test that ground. So we're not gonna go any further until we clean up this mess of a battery terminal. So I'm gonna take these off, clean them up, put her back together, and then we'll continue on. All right, now we got relatively clean battery terminals. We'll actually be able to start some tests on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my loaded test light, it's 2 amps, to the positive side of my battery, and then I can load test that ground back there. So when I ground that, I get a light, and it's 2 amps right there. All right, so we have we're back to the back side here now. I've got my ground side of my test light, my loaded test light, on the ground back probe on the ground side of the light bulb, and I got the brake lights on. I got a pusher on the pedal, and I've got the headlights on. So the same load that was allowing this thing not to work before is now it's working. But all I did was I kind of just messed with this brake ground, the brake light ground a little bit in the socket, and it started working. So initially I checked the ground here where it bolts to the body, and as you can see it's got a good ground. That's a 2 amp load test on that circuit. Okay, so it seems to be working the way it's supposed to. I'm going to go pushing the brake pedal on and off just to see if we get another fault on that thing. Okay, that's no brakes. That is tail lights. And that is brake lights. So that's brake lights. So they're working good. We just got a dirty connection in this bulb here. Nothing more sinister than that. They were convinced that it was a rotten ground or something like that, but it's nothing worse than a dirty connection. It's not corroded in there at all that I can tell. Of course, my eyes are all boogered out from looking at these freaking light bulbs. But I don't see anything crazy in there. I can load test this circuit here. So this is the ground, and that's 2 amps right there. If I go down to the side of the circuit where it So it looks like what we have is we got a socket that's, these terminals have kind of relaxed on them. We're not getting good contact. Kind of a pin fitment kind of thing. So I'll give it a little more tension to those, and now that thing will work out good. Alright, so I put this tail light all back together. I put the bulbs back in here. And they work just fine until you start to tweak it a little bit. As soon as I put this thing in here where it belongs, the housing belongs, they flicker and go out. So we have a problem in the harness right here, and it's going to be the ground circuit, because the ground is common for all of the circuits. So if you look here, you can see that thing flicker. So we have a problem in this harness. As you can see, something going on. Oh, it's this connector. All the terminals look pretty good. Let me get a terminal tester and check the pin fit on there. All right, so if I take my terminal here, each one of these has a nice drag on it. So there's definitely not a terminal fit. I think it's just this thing was pulling apart. The terminals inside there look good. So now when I move it around, it's good. Okay. Now I can move it around and it doesn't flicker. So now it doesn't flicker at all. So, just a bad connection. Thought it was going to be a cool video. Pretty lame. But just goes to show it can be simple things too. So, I'll put this thing all back together and get this customer out of here. Thanks for watching.